biologist and conservationist Dan O'Neill.
That's massive!
My mission is to find, film and measure the planet's biggest living animals. She's a chonker. And ultimately, find out how to protect them. They may be big.
It's coming straight for me!
But even these giants evolved from much, much bigger ancestors. Using the latest scientific data, we're bringing these extinct species back to life. To understand their evolutionary secrets and discover why these ancient animals died out. And this time, I'm setting off to find an iconic ocean giant. Speed and stealth make sharks some of the most formidable hunters on the planet. I want to track down the very biggest predatory species of them all, the great white. And to understand how today's biggest sharks evolved, we're stepping back 15 million years to find a shark that had evolved to extreme proportions. Its name means large tooth, and it had jaws this big. This is Megalodon. Nearly 3 times longer than any great white shark alive today. 15 times heavier. The largest marine predator ever to exist. Why did such a colossal predator die out when great whites still cruise our oceans at the top of the food chain? And can its story help save the great sharks of today? I'm heading to Australia to unravel this mystery and hopefully find a giant of my own. I've only got 4 days to find the world's largest predatory shark, and my mission has led me to New South Wales. As temperate waters mix with tropical off Australia's east coast, the rich biodiversity draws in large sharks, including great whites, rumored to reach over 20 feet long. The people here have learned to share the waters with these apex hunters.
Jesus, I've never seen one that big.
Though some encounters can get a little too close for comfort.
Oi, oi, massive one, massive one!
But a weather front is heading for the coast. Great whites are harder to track down in stormy conditions. So if I'm going to have any chance of finding a giant, then I'll need some expert help. I've come to meet one of Australia's top shark scientists. Paul Butcher has been studying the movements and behaviours of sharks for more than a decade. Paul and his research team head out every day to tag big sharks all along the New South Wales coastline. The biggest is the great white. To have a chance to get my first up-close encounter with a shark, I'm heading out with Paul on one of his patrols. Paul's team also come across large numbers of bull and tiger sharks, all growing beyond 10 feet in length. Tagging and tracking these species helps build up a bigger picture of shark behavior, population sizes, and migratory patterns, all important for their conservation. But to safely measure and tag all these sharks, they're pioneering new technology.
So this is a smart drumline. These are catching tiger sharks, bull sharks, and more importantly, white sharks as they move up and down the coast.
A drumline is an unmanned aquatic trap designed to lure and capture large sharks using baited hooks. Wow.
When we're catching big sharks, we need big hooks.
And that's the biggest hook I've ever seen.
It is.
Paul's smart system includes a satellite-linked GPS unit
So it's got a trigger line. When the shark takes the bait, within 30 seconds, it's sending a signal to satellite. We then get a phone call, a text message, and an email saying that buoy 623 has got a shark on. We send our contractors out. They have to be there within 30 minutes.
So why is it so important that you get there as quickly as possible?
Traditional drum lines is about setting the line the day before, going back the next day, and the shark's often dead. But our program's about releasing sharks alive and having minimal bycatch. We're catching those dangerous sharks, but they're off to swim another day.
In just 7 years, Paul's team has tagged more than 1,200 sharks, 800 of them great whites. Can we get one today?
We get these in dawn to dusk and put them in the water 500 metres offshore, and hopefully we get a shark.
As we head further out, Paul shows me how tagging sharks also keeps the public safe.
We tag these animals to be picked up by these devices, and when they swim within 500 metres of this buoy, it sends an alert to all those water users and the public to let them know that a dangerous shark is around. So they're an early warning system, and basically we're trying to educate the public that there is always sharks in the region.
Paul's encountered some enormous sharks. This, a 13-foot-long great white from last year. The largest he's ever tagged. But there are reports of white sharks over 20 feet long in these waters. Fingers crossed our drumline today catches something that size.
All right, what do you need me to do?
I want you to grab one of those mullets in there.
Ooh! This is perfect for someone who has seasickness. Right.
In the mouth, out the head, and fits perfectly.
Nice. So do I just chuck it in?
No, let's get the rest of this gear out.
So anchor first.
Put the gear
The
over
beacon
together.
next, and then the bait.
Drop her in.
Down she goes. Now we wait.
Yeah, it might be 5 minutes, it might be 5 or 6 hours. Let's see what we get.
Some days, Paul's team can catch up to 6 great whites, but other times, they don't see a single shark. We'll return to collect the smart drum line before dusk, or within 30 minutes if we get a bite.
I'll be back if they send an alert that they've caught a shark. Let's hope it's a big one.
While we wait to hear, the storm's still creeping in, and the swell is starting to build. I'm nervous and excited that I could see my first great white today.
But sharks haven't always looked like the ones we know. Theirs is an evolutionary journey that has unfolded over hundreds of millions of years.
The very first shark fossils date back 450 million years, before trees even existed. 100 million years after these fossils, cartilaginous fish had taken over the seas. This was the golden age of sharks. They'd become as colorful and abundant as the reef fish of today, in all shapes and sizes. This diversity pulled them through 5 mass extinctions, including the most recent during the Cretaceous period, 66 million years ago. The few surviving sharks evolved into formidable ocean hunters, with ever larger body forms appearing for the next 40 million years.
And this increase in size kept going until Megalodon appeared, the most powerful predator ever.
To find out more about this giant that evolved 23 million years ago, I'm contacting Jack Cooper, a PhD student at Swansea University in Wales, who specializes in ancient shark species.
So Megalodon is very, very famous for its enormous teeth. Just to get a comparison, this right here is the fossilized tooth of a great white shark.
Oh, wow.
So this is about as big as a great white shark's tooth gets. And by comparison, this is how big Megalodon's tooth is.
Look at that. How many times bigger is that?
Oh, that is possibly 3 to 4 times bigger. And the shark itself is more than 3 times bigger than a great white can get. So we're talking about a very, very large animal.
Why is it that the teeth are the most commonly preserved part of the body?
So the skeleton of Megalodon, and of course of all sharks, are made out of cartilage, and that's the same material that is in your nose or your earlobes, and that decomposes after the shark dies. But the teeth, they're made of enamel, and that preserves much more easily in the fossil record. But also, sharks are constantly shedding teeth throughout their lives. Losing a tooth is no big deal. They can just replace them like a conveyor belt. So it's ultimately the good preservation combined with the sheer number of teeth they are losing.
With a great white shark, you can estimate its size, right? From looking at the tooth. Is that possible with the megalodon tooth? Could you estimate how big a megalodon might be?
So the most recent research has looked into the width of the tooth. And if you can know the position that the tooth had in the jaw, you can figure out the length of the jaw and therefore the length of the shark.
Wow.
And the biggest estimate is about 20 meters or 65 feet long.
That is insane. I can barely imagine an animal like that. That's incredible.
Unfortunately, Megalodon no longer exists. But have we managed to catch a modern-day predatory species? It's time to check the drumline. No luck today. Paul thinks the bad weather has driven the sharks to deeper water, where they feel safer. With only a few days left to find a giant great white, and the storm fast approaching, I've decided to relocate earlier than planned to continue my mission.
Gutted that we didn't get one today. But luckily, Paul has some friends that might be able to introduce me to a really big great white shark.
My next stop is South Australia, where a seasonal source of prey draws in huge numbers of hungry great white sharks. Hopefully one of them will be my giant. I'm joining marine ecologists Professor Charlie Huveniers and Dr. Lauren Meyer.
I've got some more stuff so I can...
Yeah, okay, cool. That first, I think that'll work.
One of their main goals is to tag and track the movements of great whites.
This is my home for the next few days. Fingers crossed we find our giant.
Our destination is the Neptune Islands, 6 hours out to sea. And this time, I'll be heading into the water to come face to face with a great white. Luckily, I'm in safe hands.
There's no one around this part of the world that knows more about great whites than these guys. So if I'm gonna find a massive shark, this is my best chance.
There's still a lot of mystery surrounding great whites. But Charlie and Lauren's research is shedding new light on these animals.
So heading out to these offshore islands, it's a great opportunity to look for some of our larger white sharks because there's an abundance of seals and sea lions and fish and even rays, and those are all great prey items for some of our large sharks.
It's probably one of the most reliable places in Australia to get big white sharks. Probably one of the most reliable places in the world, really.
And that's why we're here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Bring me my giant, guys.
Tomorrow's the day.
Well, you never know. Mother Nature, fingers crossed we'll get a bit of luck and we'll see a big one.
Classic scientist, non-committal.
That's it.
Fishing and trophy hunting saw the great white population drop by 70% over the last 50 years. As few as 2,500 are now thought to be left in the world's oceans, with only a small number of fully grown adults. However, Charlie and Lauren have seen great whites up to 18 feet long around the Neptune Islands, so I'm still hopeful.
What size shark would you want to see? What's your goal?
To be brutally honest, Charlie, I'll take any shark. Dream world, 4.5 meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while I'll be searching for my 15-foot-long giant,
So I need to put that in there.
Yes.
Charlie and Lauren will be carrying out some groundbreaking research. Most of Australia's shark incidents involve surfers, and although only around 20 are recorded each year, they can be fatal. But these guys have a new and improved neoprene wetsuit material to test out with real shark bites.
So what are you guys doing now?
We are making shark biscuits. So essentially, what we're creating is a little package for the sharks to bite, and we can see how effective this material is at stopping the bite from doing too much damage. So we've got a bit of foam underneath, so we can look at the impressions that are left from that shark bite.
The main reason for fatalities from a shark bite is blood loss. So if you can reduce blood loss, if you can reduce the injuries, it also gives emergency services more time to get to the victim before they get into a critical point.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it'll be a big day tomorrow.
I'm really excited. I honestly have no idea what to expect. I've never met a great white shark before. I would say that I've always dreamed of doing it, but I've also been quite afraid of it as well. So yeah, no, it's going to be an experience.
Having spent a lot of my childhood sailing with my dad, I had several encounters with sharks, leaving me afraid of open water. I'm out of my comfort zone beneath the waves, so this expedition will be a test of courage. The Neptune Islands lie 44 miles off the coast of Port Lincoln. And the sea conditions look good.
We've decided that we're going to head out 6 hours to our location at night. So next time we wake up, hopefully it'll be clear skies and we'll be in our location, ready to find the sharks.
Right now, I need to try and get some rest.
It's so exciting. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't afraid of sharks. I've always been a bit afraid of sharks. So this really is a face your fear moment for me. I'm looking forward to it.
Traveling through the night pays off. The seas around the islands are relatively calm, and I'm ready to start the search.
Woke up, and the first thing we were told was that there was a shark already under the boat. So this might be my chance to meet my first great white shark. Never been more happy to put on a life jacket before.
Charlie spotted the shark earlier, and he's already prepping the equipment.
So what's the plan this morning?
The first thing is trying to deploy an acoustic tag on a shark. That will tell us how much time they're spending here at the Neptune Islands. But also if they move away from here and travel around Australia, we know where that shark is going.
Some of Charlie's tagged sharks have been detected more than 3,000 miles away. But the data has also confirmed that these islands really are a hotspot for great whites.
So, do you expect him to come to the top?
Anytime now.
Charlie might only have a couple of seconds before the shark disappears again. So he's designed a modified harpoon gun to attach the tag quickly and accurately below the dorsal fin.
It's really important to get in the right spot, because if you get in the wrong spot, within 2 months, the shark can just get rid of it.
Get rid of it, yeah.
And if you get in the right spot, we've had some sharks coming back 5 years later with that still on.
It's amazing. Should we give it a go?
Let's do it.
Charlie's team bait the water. But is the shark still here?
12 o'clock, 2 meters down.
The shark coming up, coming up.
Oh, shark!
That was insane!
Accelerating up to 35 miles per hour, that strike came out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Whoa! Look at that! That is so cool!
So right now we're just trying to get the shark to come close enough to the boat so I can put the acoustic tag just below the dorsal fin. And it's a bit of a cat and mouse game where you want the shark to come close enough but not too quickly.
Okay.
I just need to be ready here.
Here she comes.
It's a slow shark, so that's a good shark. It's still a bit hesitant.
Whoa!
the bait should bring the shark in close enough to tag. Using the boat's 20-foot wide deck as a reference, Charlie reckons this is a 9-foot-long great white, less than 5 years old.
Right side of the boat.
There it is here. I see it here.
On yours, pull.
That was amazing! Wow! That was right where you said you wanted to get him as well.
Yeah, I've done it a few times.
That was less than 3 meters long.
Yeah.
They can get twice as long as that.
Yeah, easily, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Great whites can live up to 70 years, so that youngster still has a lot of growing to do. But it's already swam out of sight. Suddenly, it's all quiet around the boat. Before we put out our next lot of bait, I want to see for myself what makes the Neptune Islands so appealing to great whites.
It's home to Australia's largest colony of long-nosed fur seals. And around this time of year, the young pups are getting into the water for the first time.
More than 45,000 seals live on these rocks, and the great whites know it. Male sharks stay close to the islands all year, but around this time, the larger females are drawn to the surface from 3,900 feet below to feed on the pups.
At first, swimming doesn't come naturally. So as they're learning, the great whites are coming in and hunting them.
Sharks use the same 5 senses as humans, but great whites have also evolved a true super sense: electromagnetism. Receptors under the snout, called the ampullae of Lorenzini, allow the shark to identify the electric currents transmitted by prey when they contract their muscles. Like the nervous heartbeat of a fur seal learning to swim.
And that is exactly why there are so many great whites here, and that's why they get so big.
These sharks have also evolved jaws that hang free from the skull, so when the mouth opens for a strike, they're thrust forward, maximizing their mouthfuls. And a bigger bite means bigger prey, ultimately leading to the giant sizes great whites can reach. But what animals did Megalodon eat 23 million years ago to become the world's largest shark? Jack and his colleague Dr. Catalina Pimiento, a world-leading expert in marine megafauna, have looked at the fossil record for answers.
Predator-prey interactions for Megalodon are very scarce as evidence in the fossil record. However, our 3D model suggests that they would prefer big prey to sustain their metabolic demands.
The great white's diet of seal, pups, and fish wouldn't have been enough to sustain this voracious shark.
This was a colossal predator with an appetite to match. Our 3D modeling work has shown that a 50-foot megalodon could have potentially had to eat over 98,000 kilocalories every single day.
That's equivalent to more than 2,000 slices of bacon a day.
Megalodon would have been able to meet its energetic demands if it fed primarily on whales. We know from fossil evidence that Megalodon preyed on whales because we have serrated bite marks on certain whale bones made by Megalodon teeth.
Based on its large size, the Megalodon could have eaten an orca in only 5 bites.
This ocean hunter was a lot less agile than the great white, but could attack its enormous prey with unrivaled weaponry and power.
The Megalodon had more than 250 teeth, and we have a lot of evidence suggesting it could be a super apex predator, meaning that it would be alone in the top of the food chain.
Researchers have previously calculated the bite force of a megalodon at about 180,000 newtons, 10 times stronger than the great white shark. With a bite force that high, Megalodon's bite may have been the strongest of any animal that's ever existed.
Seals are a favorite food of great whites, but I can see why they might confuse them with surfers in a dark wetsuit. And that's exactly where Charlie and Lauren's shark biscuits come in.
If the shark comes back now, we'll put one of them out and see if we can get a good bite on it.
They're testing this strengthened neoprene material, which could one day be used for wetsuits.
I'll show you how we're putting this bait on the biscuits.
Time to parcel up the biscuit with some meat.
Shark. Where's my parcel maker?
Oh, sorry, mate.
Just see a shark here, just lose attention.
I'm just looking for the
to
shark.
focus on the study.
Sorry, yeah, more important things, you know?
The sharks are clearly hungry. We'd better get this biscuit out there quickly.
There you go, that's pretty good.
So these are going to go in, and then hopefully the shark will come up and bite this to grab that tasty snack on top. Let's see if it works.
This stronger neoprene study is funded by Paul's team back in New South Wales. Before I left to join Charlie and Lauren, he showed me exactly why this new material is so important by putting it to the test with a great white's tooth.
They're razor sharp, designed as a cutting tool, similar to what we use in the kitchen.
Starting with traditional wetsuit material.
So you can see the tooth just comes straight through
Oh, wow,
without
yeah.
any pressure at all.
You can hear that serration as it goes through.
That's it.
And comparing with reinforced neoprene.
All right, let's give it a go. So, I'll try my hardest. I'm not even making a dent in it.
Paul hopes that one day these shark-proof wetsuits will be available to all surfers, minimizing the injuries from great white encounters. But the real proof will come from these tests in the wild.
There you go. Now we wait for the sharks.
Charlie doesn't expect we'll be waiting long.
Sharks have amazing sensory capabilities. In the case of coming close to the boat and basically enabling us to study them, what we're relying on most is basically olfaction, the smell of the bait.
As water flows through the nose, small particles such as blood are picked up. In fact, some sharks can detect a drop of blood in the equivalent of 4 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And turning its head helps compare one nostril to the other to hone in on the scent.
Really don't want to fall in there. That would probably perk him up a bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's one there. That's our max, that's our max. Yeah. So we know that shark quite a lot. We've seen that shark for about 15 years at the Neptune Islands.
Wow, so that's a boy.
Yeah.
They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they do that.
There it is here.
Wow.
Charlie studied IMAX for 15 years. He's around 14 feet long, 5 feet larger than the first shark this morning. And he's not alone.
There. There it is, coming. Wow, look at that!
Turn on it, everybody watch out for the rope.
Wow.
It's another great white. Hopefully the biscuits will draw it back around to our side of the boat.
How big do you think that shark was?
Hard to tell. It's not a small one. I'd say maybe roughly 3.5, but I need to have a better look.
Suddenly, the shark's back,
Turning around,
Turning around.
and it looks hungry.
coming back on the biscuit on the left.
Wow. Right here.
Turning around again, get ready.
That's incredible.
That's what we want, good bite there.
This is insane. Can you see the teeth? That's crazy.
There you go, put it back.
Charlie will analyze the biscuit damage back on the mainland. But first, he can estimate the size of the shark by measuring the bite width. Using this graph of old bite measurements as a guide, the foot-wide imprint suggests this is an 11.5-foot long shark, as predicted. Just over half the size of the largest great whites. I want to find something bigger, but the sharks have disappeared. Time for a different approach.
So I think it's worth a try to send a bottom cage and see what they may be doing down there.
Okay, cool.
But they're ready.
Nice.
I'll be going in, 15 feet below the surface, where the sharks like to cruise. I've never dived with big sharks before, let alone great whites.
I'm excited, but this is kind of what the fear was initially for me. It's not being able to see the bottom and imagining there's a shark down there. And I know that there is a shark down there. Okay, so we're going in now, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're gonna get really close to a big one.
And I won't be going alone. Part of Lauren's research is to gather shark tissue samples, known as biopsies, that will tell her exactly what they've been eating. It's important work. These marine predators play a crucial role feeding on the animals below them in the food chain, which helps maintain a diverse ecosystem.
We're ready to go.
All right, let's do
whenever
this.
you are.
Okay, so Lauren has her biopsy gun, and she's gonna try and get a sample from the side of the shark while we're down there. Let's see what we can get.
These aren't the tropical Australian seas you might expect. The water here drops to 57 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, we're going down. Let's go find some sharks. They look kind of aggressive on the surface, but I really want to see what they look like underneath, in their natural habitat.
And hopefully a bit of bait will help draw them in.
So the hope is the shark comes close enough that I can get a biopsy with this gun and get a little bit of muscle. But it's difficult because the shark has to come really, really close.
As well as allowing Lauren to better understand this ocean ecosystem, the data will also help with great white conservation. But first, we need to find one.
This really is facing my fears now, because I can't see anything. But I know that what I feared for so long is right out there.
Our visibility down here is barely 30 feet.
Any kind of ominous shape in the distance, I keep thinking it's a great white shark. And then it reveals itself to just be a really big fish, like one of these trevally or kingfish.
South Australia's rich waters support large shoals of fish, but still no sign of a great white.
We're gonna drop down a little bit further, just so we can skim across the sea floor.
65 feet down to the bottom.
We are so close to the sea floor now. This is a good spot to be, to see those big, big sharks.
Although great whites usually patrol near the surface, larger sharks also lurk at these depths, searching for prey to strike from below.
Here, coming in now.
Oh, wow. That is a great white shark.
That's just magic. Just magic.
Lauren thinks it's a 12-foot-long shark, and she can't see any modified fins known as claspers, unique to males.
That was a female shark. Really quick, but didn't come that close.
It's fantastic to see a great white underwater, even if it's far away. But being down at this depth is beginning to take its toll.
It's not just our air. I have to watch, it's also our temperature. Ooh, it's very cold down here as well.
While I struggle to keep warm, the great white isn't phased. Survival in cold waters is another amazing adaptation leading to their success. Muscle makes up the majority of its body weight. 2 bands of red oxygen-rich muscle run along its core, maintaining the shark's slow cruising speed. They also act like an internal heating system. The metabolic activity of these red muscles help keep critical areas of the body warm, like the brain and eyes. That shark's almost out of sight. It didn't come close enough for Lauren to take a biopsy.
She didn't seem that curious down below, so we'll head back up to the surface and see what's up there.
No luck this time. You can just never guarantee it.
It's cold down there.
It's believed Megalodon also evolved to regulate its body temperature and could tolerate colder waters. So what exactly was the reason for its downfall?
There's no one single answer like with dinosaurs, where we know a big rock came from space and killed them all. In the case of Megalodon, it was most likely a combination of what we would call biotic or environmental factors. There were lots of sea level changes that would reduce habitat and area for Megalodon to occupy, and may well have also killed a lot of their prey.
When you are large, you depend on high quality and large prey availability. And when that's no longer the case, you're more vulnerable to fall extinct.
And it wasn't the only predatory shark species patrolling the oceans.
What surprises some people is that the Megalodon did actually live at the same time as the great white shark, about 5 million years ago, right as Megalodon was coming to the end of its reign.
This is something that happens in evolution all the time. Species die out and some others survive. And because Megalodon was so large and the great white wasn't, prey was a big factor determining the extinction of the Megalodon.
As the number of large prey species dropped with the sea level changes, a new rival was the last thing the Megalodon needed. Faster and better adapted to hunting smaller, more nimble prey.
So less area to move around in, less food availability, and also potentially more competition with newly evolving animals like the great white, all would have spelt bad news for Megalodon.
It's already been an eventful first day with Charlie and Lauren, and it's not over yet.
We were just about to have dinner, and the light's going down, and a shark has just appeared, a really, really big shark. It's circling around the boat. There it is!
Look at that!
No, this way, this way, this way. Sit around.
That's massive!
Your bait out of the water, and then give me another bait.
Whoa! Look at that!
Wait, no.
Oh my God! That is amazing!
It's a large female shark that Charlie and Lauren have never seen before.
So this one hasn't been tagged before?
We need to get her tagged.
No, it's teasing me. Out that way.
Thankfully, she seems comfortable around the boat.
Turn around.
Yes! Just tagged the shark. Nicely done!
She still looks relaxed, so we can get the biscuit out to try and size her.
She's a chunker.
Ready on the biscuit.
Oh, wow! Yes! Yes!
There you go, that's what we want.
Yes! Incredible!
There we go.
Wow, you can really see the bite mark.
Yeah, and you can see kind of where the teeth actually might have gone through.
But it doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, and you can see.
There's minimal damage to the foam inside the biscuit. This neoprene could be a real game changer for the safety of surfers. And after measuring the bite, Charlie reveals this is a 15-foot-long great white. The largest we've seen so far.
I think it's turning around. Wow!
She's still hanging around. If we get a biopsy, then we'll know exactly what this great white's been hunting. Lauren's waiting for the perfect shot along the flank to guarantee the best sample.
Your shark coming up, coming up.
Whoa!
But it's not easy.
We need the shark to come up close enough to the gun that we can get enough power to make sure we're getting into the muscle, which sits quite deep in the shark. So it can't be at a wonky angle, or we'll get just skin and subdermal tissue.
It's the energy reserves in the muscle, known as lipids, that will tell Lauren what the shark's been feeding on.
Close. Very close.
This shark could get bored at any moment and disappear into the deep. Charlie spots an opportunity.
Nice one.
We'll see, we'll see.
Oh, it's a big old. I can see.
Yeah, the sample.
You got it. Wow. That's all three of them. Got the biopsy, got the tag in, and it's bit the biscuit.
Before we see how much muscle we got in the sample, I want to get a closer look at this great white. She's so inquisitive, almost friendly.
She's gonna say hi.
Wow. That's so cool.
Gonna have a good look at this.
Oh my lord. That is incredible.
Get the
And just like that, she's gone. Time to check our biopsy.
Okay, so if I undo that, you can tip it upside down, and then you actually have to blow on the end of it to try to get it out of the tube.
Okay.
There you go.
I felt like I just made out with a shark.
Yeah. So the top end bit, that black bit, that's skin. And then all of this white, squishy stuff in there, that's cartilage.
Okay.
And then the pink bit right at the end there that you can see, that's muscle.
Now the shark just needs a name. I've decided to call her Luna. But the biopsy shot wasn't perfect. There's barely any muscle, and that's what Lauren needs for her research.
Tomorrow, if this shark comes back around, we might get a second biopsy just to get a little bit more muscle, because it means we can do a few more analyses.
A better sample would reveal this great white's diet for Lauren. I just hope we get that opportunity. Our last day on the research boat. We've only got a few hours before we need to head back to the mainland to avoid an incoming storm.
shark. Pull tension on it, pull tension on it.
But there's already a great white hanging around the
Keep
boat.
tension on it.
Shark, 12 o'clock.
It's Luna from last night. I'm desperate to get a good look at her in the daylight. Lauren's already suiting up to get in the cage with her biopsy gun. So I race to join her.
Okay. Yep.
But is the shark still here?
I feel like it's just going to erupt from the blue abyss.
Time's against us. So we're relying on several loads of chum to attract her closer to the cage.
We are now covered in fish guts, and it's making the visibility harder, so I feel like if a shark comes, it's gonna be right next to us. Where are you, Sharky? Where are you, Sharky?
Oh! Right there!
Whoa! Look at that! Wow! Oh, wow!
Oh, beautiful! That's a really nice sized shark.
Wow! That is unbelievable! Hello? Hello? You can see when it comes close, those eyes looking straight into your soul, and those massive, massive teeth.
It's definitely Luna. I can see the fresh tag under her dorsal fin. And she looks so much bigger under the water. 3.5 feet shy of the largest Charlie and Lauren have recorded at the Neptune Islands.
Oh my god, what a giant! Wow! Amazing!
Not the biggest seen in these waters, but still a giant to me.
You wouldn't want to mess with her! Oh my lord! Wow! Ah! Oh my! Oh! That is... Ah! Those teeth are insane! That was terrifying! I almost thought it was gonna come inside! Oh, wow! Oh, that was unreal!
That's one way to face your fears. Absolutely jaw-dropping.
But when they swim past you like that, they are so iconic and so graceful.
I could stay and watch her all day.
That is incredible. That was one of the most spectacular encounters of my entire life. Wow. I'm hyperventilating. I've probably gone through all my air. I just got in the water with a great white shark.
But we're not done yet. As Luna circles us, Lauren prepares to take her biopsy.
Okay, our biopsy gun is loaded and ready.
I think it's coming back up again.
Surely this is it. Come on a little bit closer.
Here it goes, Lauren.
Come on.
You've got this. Yes!
Perfect.
You get it?
Yes, perfect. Yes. Awesome. You can see a little bit of muscle coming out there. Yeah, awesome. Woo! Woo! Success.
It's exactly what we wanted. Lauren has her biopsy to take back to the lab, and I found my great white giant.
That was amazing!
That was insane! I nearly got in the cage. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's something completely different about seeing it down there.
The biggest great whites grow 40% larger than Luna. She might not be the ultimate ocean giant, but coming face to face with that 15-foot-long predator is something I'll never forget.
I didn't have thought that we'd see one like that. I don't know, it's a big ocean, and I just assumed that it would be so much harder to find them. But that shot, wow, epic.
And with great white shark populations decreasing across the planet, that was a pretty rare encounter.
Great white sharks have barely changed in shape for more than 3 million years.
Oh my lord.
Instead, their senses have sharpened, allowing them to hunt prey that better suits their needs.
Despite living alongside Megalodon, they were able to outcompete their gargantuan relatives by hunting smaller, more agile prey.
They've even developed a way to control their body temperature to follow that prey into colder seas.
Key adaptations that saw these great whites survive the millennia, from ancestors going back almost 500 million years. They've evolved into one of the greatest predators in our seas, while the mighty Megalodon was lost to changing conditions. Today's marine predators face similar challenges.
That is incredible.
But it's not too late for great white sharks. If these ocean hunters are given a chance, their adaptations and resilience could see them continue for millions of years to come.